You begin with a signature, not a flag, not a speech, not some clean moment of patriotic certainty. A signature. Your name appears on a government tablet in a recruiting office wedged between a tax preparation kiosk and a shuttered pharmacy. The recruiter has a neat haircut, a calm voice, and a coffee mug with the emblem worn almost smooth from years of washing. He does not lie to you exactly. He tells you about pay grades, orbital bonus, dependent housing, educational credits, radiation compensation, off-world leave, medical coverage. He shows you videos of men and women moving through blue light in sealed armor, stepping from drop craft into dust, standing on the hull of a carrier while a planet turns beneath them. He does not show you the forms that come after. You are young enough to think leaving is the same as becoming. Your town is an industrial settlement under a permanent orange sky, where the air filters hum at night and everyone knows which factories are hiring before the postings go public. Your parents are tired in a way that makes ambition feel rude. Your friends talk about apprenticeships, debt, security contracts, marriage, getting assigned to water maintenance, getting out if they can. You tell people you want discipline. You say you want to see more than one planet. You say you want to serve. Some of that is true, but mostly you want a new name for yourself. You want paperwork that proves you are not just the person who grew up in a two-room unit above a coolant exchange, sharing a wall with neighbors who argued every third night. You want an institution to notice you and decide you are useful. At intake, they take your height, blood, retinal scan, dental pattern, family medical history, debt record, juvenile disciplinary file, school transcripts, and emergency contacts. You stand in underwear under cold light while a corpsman checks your spine, joints, lungs, reflexes, hearing, balance. You piss into a cup with a sensor strip on the side. You answer questions about sleep, anger, fear, family violence, drug use, suicidal thoughts, gambling, headaches, political affiliations, allergies, tattoos, and whether you have ever heard voices when no one was there. You learn immediately that the military is not made of courage. It is made of categories. Fit, unfit, waiverable, non-waiverable, deployable, temporarily non-deployable, cleared, pending, incomplete, initial here, confirm there, stand on the yellow line, wait until called. Your mother cries when you leave, but quietly, almost politely, as if crying too much might embarrass you in front of the transport officer. Your father shakes your hand instead of hugging you. You notice how dry his palm is. You remember that more clearly than whatever he says. On the shuttle Upwell, nobody knows how to sit with fear, so everyone talks too much. Someone jokes about alien parasites. Someone brags about an uncle in fleet intelligence. Someone vomits into a sealed bag before the engines even reach full burn. You watch your homeworld shrink through a reinforced oval window, and for a few minutes, leaving feels clean. Then the training depot receives you. The first thing they take is your rhythm. Lights on at 0430 station time, feet on the deck before the second tone, locker opened, bedding folded, hydration count, pulse check, formation, inspection, movement, silence, more movement. You learn to sleep in 90-minute fragments and eat in under 7 minutes. You learn that privacy is not a right but a logistical inefficiency. You learn that your body belongs to a schedule printed by someone you will never meet. The barracks smells like disinfectant, boots, recycled air, and anxiety. The showers are timed. The toilets have no doors because doors slow accountability. Your civilian clothes are sealed in a plastic garment bag, labeled and stored. Your hair falls into a drain with everyone else's. Your name becomes your last name, then a number, then a problem to be corrected. You are not yet a space marine. You are a recruit. That distinction is enforced constantly. You march under simulated gravity shifts until your calves spasm. You strip and reassemble rifles designed to fire in vacuum and atmosphere. You memorize pressure suit failure codes, emergency sealant procedures, radio brevity, boarding actions, fire discipline, chain of command, rules of engagement, suit sanitation, decompression symptoms, and the penalties for losing government property. You learn how to tape your fingers before exoskeleton drills because the gloves rub skin off the knuckles. You learn to check your roommate's neck seal even if you hate him. That is the first moral adjustment. You do not have to like someone to be responsible for keeping them alive. Your closest friend in training is a woman named Ilyan from an agricultural moon where people still measure storms by smell. She is not sentimental. She labels everything she owns with permanent marker and keeps a notebook of mistakes so she does not repeat them. She teaches you how to fold your thermal liner so the inspection crease faces outward. You teach her how to hide a limp from the drill instructors during week 6, when everyone's shins feel like cracked glass. You become close through exhaustion, not confession. There is no room for dramatic intimacy. There are whispered reminders, traded blister pads, half a protein bar pushed across a table without eye contact. There are moments when someone starts crying in the laundry room, and everyone pretends not to hear because mercy sometimes looks like silence. The depot breaks people in ordinary ways. A recruit fails vacuum confidence after freezing in the locked chamber. Another develops stress fractures and disappears into medical hold, where time gets soft and shame hardens. A third is caught hoarding painkillers and is processed out before breakfast. His bunk is stripped by noon. His name tape goes into a disposal bin. By evening, someone else is assigned his locker. You learn that the institution does not hate you. That would be easier. It simply continues. The first time you enter powered armor, you expect awe. What you feel is discomfort. The suit is heavy before it is alive. Technicians guide your limbs into the frame, lock your spine brace, attach nutrient and waste lines, calibrate the neural feedback pads along your scalp and jaw. A corporal reads from a checklist in a bored voice. Left knee actuator, green. Right knee actuator, green. Torso seal, green. Oxygen mix, green. Weapon interface, pending. Repeat test. The inside smells like rubber, metal, old sweat, and antiseptic. When the helmet seals, your breathing becomes a system sound. You hear yourself amplified and regulated. Inhale. Valve, exhale, scrubber. Inhale, valve, exhale, scrubber. At first you panic, not visibly. Visibility is dangerous. But your chest tightens and your hands twitch against the controls. The suit notices. Your biometrics spike on an instructor's screen. He taps your helmet with 2 fingers and says your last name through the comm. Slow is smooth. That phrase follows you for years. You learn to move slowly enough that the machine can trust you. You learn that strength in armor is not force but restraint. If you reach too fast, you overcorrect. If you twist under stress, you injure yourself. If you fire without anchoring, recoil throws your shoulder into a support brace hard enough to bruise bone. The suit magnifies you, including your mistakes. By graduation, you have lost weight, gained muscle, and stopped recognizing your own posture. You stand with your hands behind your back even in line for food. You wake before alarms. You call older civilians sir and ma'am by reflex. You scan ceilings for emergency lights. Your mother says you sound different on delayed calls. You tell her it is just the connection. It is not the connection. Your first assignment is aboard the carrier Resolute Margin, a gray kilometer of metal, heat, water reclamation, and controlled boredom. It is less like the recruitment videos than you expected. Most of shipboard life is waiting, cleaning, logging, drilling, inventorying, maintaining, and trying not to go strange under artificial day cycles. Your platoon sleeps in a compartment with stacked racks, privacy curtains, and personal storage the size of a coffin. Every surface has Velcro, straps, labels, or warning stickers. The passageways are narrow enough that 2 armored Marines cannot pass without planning. The clocks show ship time, planetary time, mission time, and Zulu reference. Nobody agrees which one matters until orders drop. You become religious about small possessions. A mug with your name scratched into the base. A packet of real coffee you save for after inspections. A clean pair of socks sealed in plastic. A photograph from home you almost never look at because looking requires choosing what to feel. The unit has its own social weather. Senior Marines sit in the same places in the mess. New arrivals are watched without being acknowledged. People judge how you handle boredom more than how you talk about courage. Do you complain too early? Do you clean your gear without being told? Do you know when to shut up? Do you borrow and not return? Do you panic when orders change? Your squad leader, Sergeant Vale, has served 14 years and looks older than his file says. He drinks coffee at all hours and writes counseling statements with careful grammar. He never raises his voice unless safety is involved. That makes him more frightening than the instructors who screamed. He teaches you the ship's real curriculum. How to get replacement seals from supply when the system says none are available. How to write an incident report that protects your people without lying. How to sleep through engine harmonics. How to read an operations officer's mood by the length of a briefing. He tells you never to ignore a door. On a ship, every door is also a pressure boundary, a fire boundary, a security boundary, or a grave marker waiting for names. You stop leaning in hatches. You stop leaving anything unsecured. You stop stepping through without checking the indicator light. Green means permission. Amber means think. Red means someone else has already made the decision for you. Your first deployment is not a war. It is anti-piracy interdiction along a commercial corridor where bulk haulers carry helium, grain protein, machine parts, and sometimes people who are not listed on manifests. You board suspect vessels at low velocity, mag-locking to hulls while your breath fills the helmet. Most of the time, nobody shoots. Most of the time, the enemy is unpaid crews, bad paperwork, hidden compartments, expired filters, scared contractors, and men with rifles who do not want to die over cargo they do not own. The first dead body you see in space is not heroic. He is a mechanic on a smuggling tug who failed to seal his suit before breach. His face is swollen, eyes dark, tongue pressed against his teeth. You do not know his name. You remember the bright orange tape around his left glove. Afterward, you complete a contact report, time of entry, number of personnel secured, contraband,